In Edo, Japan, dine-and-dash incidents rarely resulted in the death penalty. This was due to an unexpected and unique approach to commoners' petty crimes, vastly different from today's. Today, approximately 5,000 dine-and-dashers are arrested annually. In Edo, however, compassionate treatment was often the norm. Yet, in fact, an even more astonishing truth lay hidden beneath this. What was the true meaning of dine-and-dash, and how did it reflect the lives of Edo commoners? In this video, you will learn why Edo's dine-and-dash incidents were met with leniency, who determined the punishments, and why this philosophy differed so greatly from modern thought. Let us delve into that truth. The main feature will detail specific examples of dine-and-dash incidents and the hidden human compassion behind them. Edo's streets were vibrant, lined with countless food stalls, tea houses, and small eateries. Dining out was an integral part of daily life for commoners. There was an abundance of easily enjoyable meals, like soba, tempura, and nijirai sushi, which people would stop for on their way home from work or during breaks. Naturally, the act of dine-and-dash also existed. Just like today, some would leave without paying for their meals. However, the people of Edo did not view dine-and-dash as a grave crime, like modern theft. Their perception was highly unique. Many commoners at the time earned their living through day labor or small-scale businesses, and daily life was far from easy. Many suffered from hunger, and often, severe poverty lay hidden behind a dine-and-dash incident. Thus, it was not uncommon for shopkeepers to show a certain degree of understanding and tolerance towards dine-and-dash committed out of hunger. Even if caught, they were often not immediately handed over to the magistrate's office but rather admonished and made to compensate for the meal's cost. Some shopkeepers, it is said, showed such compassion that they would even offer another meal, believing, if they are truly hungry, it cannot be helped. Dine-and-dash could sometimes be perceived as an SOS from someone in distress. So, how did the justice system of the time deal with it? Within Edo Japan's judicial system, dine-and-dash was sometimes categorized under jinmisuji, circumstantial investigation. This approach involved carefully examining the motive and circumstances of the crime to determine if there were grounds for leniency. Unlike simple theft, dine-and-dash committed out of hunger was believed to warrant consideration of the desperate circumstances. For first offenders, even if brought to the magistrate's office, the outcome was often an admonishment or a minor penalty. For instance, an apology to the shop and repayment of the meal's cost. In some cases, forced labor might be ordered, but capital punishment or severe corporal punishment was rare. Uka Ekizun no Kami Tadasuke, one of the three great magistrates of the Edo period, has a famous anecdote. It is said that when judging someone accused of theft due to hunger, he offered them a rice ball, understood their starvation, and delivered a compassionate verdict. Dine-and-dash cases, like Uka's judgments, serve as evidence that Edo justice prioritized human compassion and circumstances over strict adherence to the law. The magistrate's office at the time functioned as a combined court and police force. Their judgments were deeply attuned to the lives of commoners. The leniency in dine-and-dash punishments stemmed not only from an understanding of hunger, but also from the underlying Confucian philosophy of benevolent governance, jinsei. The idea that rulers should cherish their people and aid those in famine or distress was deeply ingrained in Edo society. As the saying goes, those who are truly hungry will not steal, implying that crimes committed out of unavoidable hunger were met with tolerance. However, not all dine-and-dash incidents were excused. Repeat offenders or those who used malicious methods faced heavier penalties. Punishments such as irizumi-kei, tattooing on the arm, or suho-kei, exile from one's hometown, could be imposed. Particularly malicious cases, like organized crime or violence against shopkeepers, were not treated as dine-and-dash but as robbery, incurring severe penalties. Furthermore, punishments varied by social status. High-ranking individuals like samurai or monks who committed dine-and-dash were severely penalized. This was because their actions had a greater societal impact, and as figures meant to uphold ethical standards, they were held to higher accountability. Even a single act of dine-and-dash reveals the multi-layered values reflected in Edo society. The magistrate's judgments, unlike modern strict legalism, pursued a form of relative justice. Judgments at the ashiresu, the court stage, were made by the magistrate based on a comprehensive assessment of the incident's background, the defendant's circumstances, and its societal impact. While modern rule of law applies uniform penalties to all actions, in the Edo period, human compassion and societal circumstances sometimes took precedence. Among commoners at the time, a strong spirit of mutual assistance, sogo fujo, prevailed, which also influenced judicial decisions. Various measures were also in place to prevent dine-and-dash. It was common for shopkeepers to remember their customers' faces, allowing regulars to run tabs through a kanajimi, familiar face, system. Additionally, upscale eateries implemented prepayment systems or had staff collect payments midway through the meal as preventative measures. Furthermore, it is said that some shops even displayed signs prioritizing compassion, stating, "Even without money, if you tell us honestly, we will feed you." This can be considered an Edo-specific solution, appealing to people's conscience and ethics rather than relying solely on legal penalties. Even through a single act of dine-and-dash, we can glimpse how humane and profound a facet of society Edo possessed. From our modern perspective, the punishments and their application might seem unbelievable, yet they concealed the wisdom and philosophy of the people's lives at that time. The compassion shown in Edo's dine-and-dash cases was rooted in a deep understanding of hunger, the Confucian benevolent governance, jinsei, and the spirit of mutual assistance, sogo fujo. While the magistrate's officials determined the punishments, they didn't merely apply the law. They meticulously examined the specific circumstances of each case. Whereas modern rule of law aims for objective and universal application, the Edo period prioritized a relative justice that valued human compassion and social harmony. Edo's dine-and-dash incidents were more than mere petty crimes. They were a mirror reflecting the social system and the human heart of the era. Perhaps the people of Edo taught us the value of warm human compassion, a quality modern society may be losing.